Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Sunday, June 15th, 2025, my newest segment of Markets and Look Ahead. I'm going to cover a lot of material here with you right now. I hope you stick around, especially to the end, because I have a timeline. I did put all this information out in my newsletter, again, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. I want to go over things and clarify some material that I did put out. So stick around here. Again, a lot of stuff to talk about. Things are changing rapidly, but there are a few dynamics in play that are not going to change. And I have covered this repeatedly. We've spoken about this, and we see it all in real time. It's an incredible thing. Go look at some of our work from 6 months ago, a year ago. It's all happening. It's unbelievable, really, in many ways. But let's talk about it. And let me start off with, again, what everyone's talking about. You can't get away from it. It is everywhere. This new war, where it's going, what just happened with the UK and the United States now positioning just as we would expect to see here. You got warships moving, troops, all kinds of stuff, and we're not involved, as you know, but of course we are. The lie, the deceptions, it's just all so in our face now. What does that mean for I and I? We must prepare mentally, physically, and above all, spiritually, people. I don't know another way to say this to you. But let's break this down. Let's start with this new war, potential U.S. economic and collateral damage. This will be broad and multiple. A lot of what I'm going to cover here, in fact, probably all of it, is self-explanatory. It's too easy to see. You don't need a crystal ball. My my job is singular. I have one job. That is to take in as much material as I can in my brain, whatever's left of it, and just connect the dots. It's really it. And I think that this thing that we've created, this is our thing. You all know that. And I learned so much from all of you, people from all over the world. I interact with you. I read through the comments, even if I don't answer. I more than likely read your comment, and I learned from you. And this collective consciousness that we have built here is an amazing thing. Anyway, so let's move forward. So again, this new war, potential U.S. economic collateral damage, this will be broad and multiple. So we wrote Lions. This new war will not be a one issue problem. Pretty obvious right there. Okay. It will ripple through the entire Babylonian system as it's meant to do. None of this is by accident. None of this is by chance. And we're being thrust again into a whole new set of rules, a whole new paradigm. Does that sound familiar? I've only been saying this for over 10 years. So I wrote here, everything below, pre-planned, straightforward, should make sense to you. If not, please let me know in the comments. And I read through every single comment on everything I'm going to show you right now. And it seems like the general consensus, better than 95% of you see this as I. So what's the core impact of what we're seeing here? It's pretty simple. Money printing and more debt creation, period, the end, and the Fed wins. All scripted. All wars are banker wars. Can we establish that? Okay, they're the puppet masters. They're the ones pulling the strings here. And period, the end. I don't know another way to put that. So the moment that Israel hit Iran, the United States will be called on to replenish Israel defense stocks, missiles, bombs, parts, etc. The United States will be called on to mobilize more naval and air assets in the region. This is happening right now. I wrote this before that. We all knew it was going to happen. And the UK, same thing. Okay, mobilize more assets in the region, carriers, planes, defense system to increase, of course, regional security. Result, more fiscal deficits, and for the Fed, more debt issuance, debt buying, and QE. Does that sound about right to you? Of course it does. Expect a defense spending explosion. What endeavor, tell Greg Mannarino one more time, generates more cash for the military industrial complex, for the system to be pulled into existence than any other endeavor on the earth, the build up to war or war itself? It's the same playbook. Nothing changes here. So result, more fiscal deficits. And for the Fed, more debt issuance, buying obviously on QE. Expect a defense spending explosion. Defense contractors, I'm naming them, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, will lobby for and receive massive new contracts. Politicians love this on both sides of the aisle. It's an easy bipartisan win. What they will not tell you, and this should be, again, very easy to understand, war spending is inflationary. It diverts resources. This is economics 101. If you don't believe this, again, this is in your inbox. Look this up here. What they will not tell you, war spending is inflationary. It diverts resources from the civilian economy, pulls labor and materials into defense, pushes deficits higher. Again, economics 101. Higher inflation via energy markets, obviously, along with dollar instability and further debasement, obviously, worsening current global slowdown, obviously, it will hit the U.S. hard. Let me break this down for you, and I did right here. Money printing, yes. Defense spending, yes. Higher inflation, yes. Collateral damage, broad, yes. Economy, markets, currency, trade flows, geopolitics, death, pain, and suffering along with it. Sound about right to you so far? Okay. Now let's move forward here. Let's take this to the next level. I put this out again for you on Friday. Rot. One word, rot. I broke down to the best of my ability, and many of you have already added to this. Again, I read through all the comments, and I understand. I love that. You guys and girls out here, we're all a team. So what I wrote here, I was happy to see those of you out here who decided to do so, to add, say, Greg, you missed this, you missed that. Yes, I did miss things here. And I want to thank you for the enlightenment, honestly. But let's cover this the way I put it down here. And for those of you that are interested or have participated in this, again, thank you from my heart. I mean it. So anyway, rot. And this was inspired by Kay Ann Riley. Thank you. The system is pure rot, and you're seeing it here. And then what we're going to talk about with regard to the timeline, I want to go over with you. So the system is pure rot. What is rot? Okay, rot is what happens when life departs a thing. When something built to be strong is no longer alive, it begins to decay. Do you see this in the global economy, in the economy here in the United States, the currency debasement, the way people are being forced to suffer, can't make ends meet, borrowing beyond their eyeballs, central banks more than willing to lend for any purpose, especially war? Sound about right to you? That's rot, that's decay right there. So, when something is built to be strong and no longer is alive, it begins to decay. Rot stinks, rot spreads, rot attracts filth and insects. 1. The rot of the financial system. Again, this is where I think, I'd like to believe at least I shine a little bit. So the global financial system is built on debt, not value. Can we agree on that? It prints worthless fiat backed by nothing but trust in corrupt institutions. The rot is seen in, well, multiple things, but I listed a few here. And again, thank you for those of you that expanded on this. Endless QE and money printing, manipulated interest rates that punish savers, a system where the rich feed on the poor, like parasites, through inflation and debt traps. The death of sound money. Central banks know this, as well as some politicians, those especially who are calling for a weaker dollar, who are calling for dramatically lower rates, even negative rates. You know who I'm talking about. They don't even hide it because they don't feel like they have to. They feel like they're above you. You understand? Even above the Most High. Some politicians have actually said on public record, they do not ask God or have never asked God for forgiveness. That's Pharaoh talk. That's Nebuchadnezzar, if I'm saying that right, talk. That is an individual, the man God, claiming to be above the Most High, who has not humbled themselves, not even once, if they've never asked God for forgiveness. Does that sound about right to you? People have elevated certain politicians here to godlike status, have built monuments to them by putting out signs and banners outside of their property. This is the same thing as a golden calf. It's spiritual suicide in many ways here. But that's just me. You guys and girls, let me know how you feel about that. So the death of sound money. Central banks know this as well as some politicians, and they are trying to delay the collapse with more debt on top of debt, as you and I have spoken about for 1,000 years. More war? Okay. But the structure has already been rotten through. The people are enslaved by currency that loses value every day. Does that sound about right to you? Number two, the rot of the political system. I already touched on some of it. Governments today are actors on a stage, owned by hidden hands. Elections are rigged by controlled choices. Both sides serve the same masters, the financial elite and the globalist agenda. The rot is seen in broken promises, politicians who sell out their nations for potential gain. The White House, for example, the Oval Office has now been turned into a casino where President Trump and his sons are becoming the crypto czars of the earth. A system where law is weaponized against the people, but the elite live above the law. The political class today is a gang of parasites. The system is rotten. Sound about right? That's number two. Number three, the rot of the mainstream media. Mainstream media is no longer a check on power. It is an arm of the propaganda machine. The rot is seen in lies presented as truth, censorship of dissent like you and I here, manufactured narratives to drive fear and division. Examples, the U.S. is not involved in this new war. With billionaire and intelligence agency ownership of trusted new brands, the media does not inform. The media programs. Are we on the same page so far? I believe most of us are. This is rot because the press is meant to be free, but today it's all bought, paid for, and therefore rotted. Number four, the rot of the social system. Families are fractured. Communities are destroyed by identity politics and division. Children are indoctrinated in schools, not taught wisdom, but confusion. I think we're on the same page here. The rot is seen in the breakdown of moral foundations, erosion of personal responsibility and values. People turned into helpless subjects, slaves. Does that sound familiar? Because that's what they're doing right now. The social fabric is rotten. That's number four. Number five, the rot of the food and health system. This is another place where I feel like I have a very strong background. I did practice medicine as a PA for 20 years on the front lines of medicine here, okay? Food is engineered for addiction and disease. Big pharma profits from lifelong sickness, not healing. Does that sound about right to you? The rot is seen in processed food full of chemicals, medicine that treats symptoms, not root causes, government policies that protect corporate profits, not public health. The people are poisoned slowly. This is planned rot. And those who speak truth about it are censored or even mocked. Number six, the rot. This is probably the most important one. The rot of the spiritual condition. Let's build monuments in front of our houses to, let's say, Trump and Vance, okay? But not to the Almighty. Again, it's spiritual suicide. It's no different than the golden calf. Why not put a golden calf out inside in front of your house? This is the deepest rot of all. The spiritual deadness of the system. The modern world has turned its back on the Most High. I'm going to lose some of you here, aren't I? Okay, that's fine. You will return. I guarantee that. In place of reverence and righteousness, it exalts selfishness, greed, vanity, pride, lust, and control. The system promotes a culture where evil is called good and good is called evil. Does this sound familiar to you? Any particular book outline this for you? Okay. This is why the rot is now terminal. When the spirit root rots, all fruit becomes poison. Number seven, why pure rot? Because the rot is not partial anymore. It's not in just a few corners, it is through the entire structure. The rot is at the financial root, in the political body, in the mouth of the media, in the social bloodstream, in the health of the food system, in the very spiritual condition of the nation. Does that sound about right to you? Or you want to take one or two parts out? Number 8. I messed this up. Rotten to the core. The result is pure rot. It is dead inside. It is toxic to those who remain in it. It is spiritually condemned, already under God's judgment. The only right path is to stand outside it, aligned with truth. It's pure rot. Period. It's pure rot. Now, again, look, guys and girls, I don't claim to know anything at all, really, and I'm not here to try to change your mind or anything at all. I want is for people to consider what I say, and then of course make up their own minds. Because again, I don't know a damn thing. Nothing I say is written in stone. Anyway, this is a timeline I want to share with you. This is what I see coming. Many of you felt like I was wrong. My timeline is incorrect. You are absolutely entitled to that. We all perceive this a different way. Now, I came up with this timeline here for a reason. Again, my job is very easy, at least it seems to me. I just look at the data all the time, and I put together the dots. Now, these dots are dynamics. Each one of them is moving. They're not fixed in time and space. You understand? You understand? So it does make this somewhat challenging. But what I did here was take the current dynamics in play, or each of these dots, and just draw a line. I just drew a line. That's all I ever do. And some of you may look at these a little differently, and that's fine. That's where our strength exists within each other, and it all comes from the source. Are we clear on that? So Lions, what I see coming, all this stuff again in your inbox. I hope you guys and girls read it, share it, contribute to it. Tell me where I got it right or wrong. I love hearing a counter argument to all this. So anyway, Lions, I have one job, and that job is to connect the dots, as I just explained, to the best of my ability. Now with that, things can change as these dynamics are movable. All right. Now, below I have put together a timeline of sorts to keep us all ahead of the curve. And what this is what I got. Please feel free to agree or disagree with all or part of this, and please comment either way. I and I are stronger together. So what I see coming late 2026, 27, there's a reason why I see it this way. Doesn't mean I'm correct here. Could be much sooner. Most of you believe, at least half it looks like, that my timeline is too far out. It is coming apart now. Absolutely, we all know that. But let's cover this, and this is where you guys and girls come in. So number 1, debt spiral collapse, dollar confidence crisis. This is what I see late 26, 27. And yes, most of you said, Greg, this is happening right now. And you're 100% correct. It is happening right now. But what I outlined here, well, let me just read it. And you guys and girls can see where my head is at and then get your own head around it. So again, number 1, debt spiral collapse. Yes, it's happening. Dollar confidence crisis. Absolutely, it's happening right now. So by the end of 2026 or 27, the U.S. debt servicing costs will devour, quote unquote, the budget. We have no budget. Expect vast debt expansion up until that time via every imaginable mechanism. War is in play right now. Foreign nations will increasingly de-dollarize. Yes, it's happening right now. This could trigger a monetary confidence crisis. Yes, that is happening as well. Henceforth, what U.S. debt it's lost its sovereign AAA rating. I mean, it's over now, and we see it, but it was all downplayed. Remember the Scott Bessents? Don't worry about it. It doesn't mean anything. It means a lot, and we're all feeling it here. You see what's happening here in the bond market here. Of course, it's bleeding out through the economy. It's also punishing the currency even further. You're watching the Dixie, or the relative strength of the dollar. Of course you are, because we cover it every single day. So anyway, you may see the U.S. dollar rapidly decline and devalue moving forward, even lose its global reserve status. Gold, silver, and real assets may surge. Of course, we're seeing that right now, but we haven't seen anything yet. But bread and fuel will not be affordable for most. It comes down to, again, the same premise that I've spoken about since the very, very beginning, how we are going to face a crisis, an engineered crisis of available resources. Again, who's going to have all the access to it? Of course, it's the 1 and 2 percenters who are sucking the wealth right out of you and right out of the economy to empower themselves. That's really what this is all about. Number 2, lockdowns or emergencies to reset control. I have to be careful here. A new manufactured event may be triggered. Example, a pandemic, climate scam, false flags, war, digital crisis of one kind or another, used to lock the people down, justify more surveillance, or restrict movement. We've seen this before. Do you not think it's going to happen again? The test beds are already out there. We've already been tested on that front. We're testing another front right now in California, and again with this war and everything else. And it's going to be sold to you. All of this is going to be sold to you, and many will fall through the trap door for it here. This is for your own protection. It's for your own good. Let's steal more of your freedoms and liberties away. Let's put the United States military, including the Marines, right in your community. Let's see how you respond to more control, armed soldiers with M16s or whatever weapons they're going to use to instill fear in you here. Fear is control. More surveillance or restrict movements. This may coincide with the central bank digital currency, rollout, forced ID systems, a new patriotism or sacrifice for safety. Again, another way to steal your freedom and liberties. Number 3, AI plus tech merger with governance. By 2026 or 2027, early 2027, AI will be fully integrated directly into legal, economics, and security system. It's already happening, people, okay? They will sell it as efficiency or protection. Number 4, geopolitical conflict, trigger event, and I'm just speculating here, and I wrote here, speculating. I just want to read this to you. Speculating. Middle East flashpoint, Taiwan-China conflict, domestic unrest in the United States following some kind of a staged selection crisis. Yeah, be ready for that. It's already getting played up. Something will be used as a justification to declare emergency powers, and many will believe it's real, especially those with monuments, which are sacrilegious, honestly, building up monuments to false man gods. Unfortunately, it all ends the same way. Look back on history, read the book, if you know which book I'm talking about. Why the end of 2026? Because that is when the systems start to break openly. They're already breaking. I get that. Many of you already countered this on me. Greg, it's already happening. I agree completely. It is already. Now, in my opinion, based on the current dynamics. Now, right now, going back to what you guys and girls said to me, they are cracking quietly, no doubt about it. But by late 2026, 27, it may be undeniable. And that's when people are going to start to wake up when it's too late. When they've already had their liberties and stolen willingly. People wear their chains willingly. It's always the same. This is why I'm telling you. Disconnect from the system. Remove the golden calf from your properties or whatever it may be. Stop this spiritual disenfranchisement that you've done to yourselves. You want to trust in the political system, the tramps, yeah, maybe that's the correct word, the Trumps, the Vances, the Bidens, the cackling Kamalas, whatever you want to trust in that? You're already lost. You're gone, and you're willingly wearing the chain. And it's leading to, well, you're leading yourself down a very dangerous place here. Exalt the Most High. Always, not these man gods. Otherwise, again, you're going to lose. The Most High will not be mocked. And he doesn't like to share his throne. You understand? You understand yet? Or are you still spiritually blind? Those who even claim to be spiritually righteous, like someone who comes out and says, I have never asked God for forgiveness. This is Pharaoh. This is Nebuchadnezzar, this is someone who feels they're already righteous. You can't make that up. But that's fact. You still feel like you're in the right spot, really? Huh? This is the person you want to exalt right now, honestly? Go ahead, do it. Let me know how it works out for you. Love you all from the heart with all I got. Please share this stuff, get it out there. Um, I'll see you guys and girls in the morning. I want to apologize again for Friday. As most of you know, I did promise Kate Dolly that I would do an interview with her post-market on Friday. Plus, I'll tell you the truth, I was exhausted. I was up from 3 a.m. From 3 a.m. Today, I slept till like 8:15. I never sleep this late. I needed it. Anyway, guys, it goes, listen, man, with all I got, my spirit, all of it, I love you purely and truly. Um, I hope you see things in their true light. And this channel, honestly, has gone far beyond just what we see, but what it moves on to what we know, at least what most of us know here. And we still have a chance to turn this all around. I really believe that. But it comes down to I and I, not them, not the puppet masters and the so-called and the puppets. Okay, we're not that. Pull off the chains starting right now, and you'll start to see things in a clear light, much clearer light. Because right now we're on a very dangerous pathway. Love you guys. See you in the morning.